Hello everyone, it's Heather and today is cruise day. We are boarding Royal Caribbean's Harmony of the Seas in just a couple of hours. This is our first cruise in 4 years. We have not taken a cruise since our last cruise, which was on Royal Caribbean's Mariner of the Seas, which actually was here in Port Canaveral yesterday. In August, over my birthday of 2018, that was our last cruise. Back then, I really struggled to even take one big trip a year with the kids, and that was our big trip that year. And then in 2019, our big trip was going to Walt Disney World, and then the pandemic hit, and we had a whole bunch of plans, and we ended up changing a lot of things. We still did a lot of traveling, but we haven't done any cruising. And I did make a video, which I will link up here, about why we chose to put off taking a cruise for this long. We are greatly relieved once we got past the testing process, because we were very, very nervous about that. And even the day when we were taking the test at home, which was just 2 days ago in the morning, we were really nervous about that whole process. Today's video, I want to show you what our day is like on the day that we go on a cruise, on the embarkation day. A lot of people kind of skip past this stuff and don't really show you very much. And so I'm going to take you along with us as we're going through our day. So first of all, we're in our hotel. This is the Hampton Inn Cape Canaveral Cruise Port, and it shares a building with a Home2 Suites, which is also a Hilton property. It's a very nice hotel. A gentleman I saw, I rode in the elevator with yesterday, told me that this hotel was built 2 years ago. So I'm wondering if it was built like right when the pandemic started. And it's obviously a very popular choice for families or people that are going on cruises, either to stay at before or after their cruise. It is very close to the cruise port. There are a lot of other nice hotel options around here, but this is a very nice hotel. We've been very happy with our stay. And I did make a room and hotel tour, which I will link up here for you if you want to watch it. So I woke up this morning at about 8 and got partially ready, and then I just basically did a bunch of stuff on my phone while I let the kids sleep in. Because we booked this cruise very late, which I'm going to come to in a second, and because I didn't check in until we got to this hotel yesterday, so it was like late yesterday afternoon, we got what I'm guessing is one of, if not the latest cruise check-in time. Royal Caribbean is not letting us check in for our cruise today until between 2 and 2:30 p.m. So that's a little disappointing because, you know, the earlier you can check in, the longer you get to be on the ship. And there's one big negative to that, but one positive to that. The negative is that I'm a little worried because I couldn't pre-book anything. By the time I booked the cruise, which was just on Friday morning, okay, I'm coming back to that, the window for booking things on your cruise, onboard experiences, dining reservations, you know, beverage packages, internet packages, shore excursions, all of that was closed. They close all that 48 hours before the sailing. And so I can't book any of that until I get on the ship. And since I can't get on the ship until after 2, and there's going to be people who've been on the ship since 11, I'm a little nervous that some of the stuff that we want to get is gone. Now, they're not going to run out of internet packages or beverage packages. They'll sell you those no matter, they'll sell you those right up until the last day of the cruise, which, by the way, tip for you, if you don't want to get an internet package or a beverage package for the whole time, wait a few days or wait until the end. On our last cruise, I think we just got the internet package for the last day. And the only reason we did that is because Megan and I had auditioned for a show before we left, and we needed to check, we needed to get online to check if we had gotten cast in the show, which we did. So you don't have to get those things right away, and you don't have to pre-book them. Those are limitless. They will take your money at any time you want to give it to them. Okay, but things like reservations for things on the ship, like dining reservations or reservations for shows, could run out. And also, shore excursions could run out. And so I'm a little concerned about that. So I want to get those done right away. And that brings me to the other videos that we're going to be making today. So in addition to this video where I'm going to take you along with us as we embark the ship, we're also going to be filming a room tour today. We're going to be filming probably our sail away, maybe. And then Megan is actually going to take the camera and she's going to go around the ship with Ben. And if you never caught any of the times that Megan takes the camera, Megan's narration of the videos is very entertaining. So be sure you're subscribed so you don't miss these upcoming videos. So Megan's going to take the camera and walk around the ship and kind of explore and film for me while I go and make all those reservations that we need to get for the things that we want to do on board and for our shore excursions. So we're kind of divide and conquer since we're getting on the ship so late. So let me go back to why we booked so late. If you've been following along with my channel, you already know this. The reason we booked this cruise so late is because I didn't have the money. And what I was waiting for was for us to close on the sale of our house. Now, this was a very tight window because what we wanted to do was Megan, who turns 18 tomorrow, the day I'm filming this is May 29th, 2022, and she turns 18 tomorrow. And she wanted to go on a cruise for her 18th birthday. And she chose, there were several options. Okay, I gotta back up. We already had plane tickets to Orlando. I had a credit with Delta from a previous canceled flight from earlier in the pandemic, and I needed to use that. And I explored a lot of options for what tickets could I get for the price that I paid that wasn't too far off. And I did manage to find tickets to Orlando for these dates for only $30 more than what I had originally paid for the credit. So I only had to pay $90 on top of the credit that I already had. Everything else was just way too expensive. So this is what I ended up having. And so I had those tickets set for a while, a month or two. I know I did that before we moved, which we moved right at the end of April, beginning of May. So we knew that our options were basically something out of Florida, ideally something out of Port Canaveral since it's the closest to Orlando. But I did also look at cruises out of Tampa. I did also look at cruises out of Fort Lauderdale and Miami. That would have been a considerable drive, but we did consider those too. So we had several options, and I booked the flights in such a way that we could have taken a cruise that left on Saturday. I don't think any cruises usually leave on Friday, but Saturday, Sunday, or Monday. Now the Monday one would have been, if we couldn't get anything on Saturday or Sunday, which Saturday, like yesterday, our top choice would have been Disney's Fantasy, of Disney Cruise Lines, Disney Fantasy, which left yesterday. But that, we wouldn't have made that one. We wouldn't have been able to book it. It was too close. Then there were several options that are leaving the port today, and I'm going to show you what ships are in port today. We're going to go and show you before we get on. The third option, our kind of backup, was to do a back-to-back on the Disney Dream. The Disney Dream leaves on Monday, tomorrow, on Megan's birthday, and would do a 4-day Bahamas cruise. And then it's going to do a 3-day Bahamas cruise that leaves on Friday. Well, there's the cruise. The weekend cruises leave on Fridays. Okay, so we would have done a back-to-back. That was like our last option, backup option, okay? We weren't totally thrilled with that one because we've been to the Bahamas. Our last two cruises on Mariner of the Seas and on Disney Wonder were both to the Bahamas, so same itinerary. The only thing different would have been the ship. But that did have something kind of neat about it because that June 3rd, I think, 3-night cruise from here at Port Canaveral is the last cruise out of Port Canaveral for the Disney Dream. The Disney Dream is relocating to Miami after this coming weekend because it's being replaced here in Port Canaveral by the Disney Wish. Now, the Disney Wish was delayed because of the pandemic, and so it's not coming as soon as they like, but the Disney Wish, I think, is coming later in June or in July, and it's going to start cruising those 3- and 4-night Bahamas cruises from Port Canaveral. Our house closing was on May 26th. That was Thursday. I got the money from the house. I had to drive to a different town where the title company was and pick up my check from the closing of my house. And then I had actually gone up the day before and signed all my documents as the seller. And then I had to go up the next day after they went and signed their documents, the buyers did. And then I picked up my check and I ran to the bank and got it into the bank just in time. I paid a whole bunch of bills and did a whole bunch of stuff, put money in savings for Megan for college and did all of that stuff. And then what I was able to do, I was able to book this cruise that we're going on today with a $750 deposit and that put it on a 24-hour courtesy hold for me. So I only had to pay $750, and then I was able to hold it until Friday. And I happened to wake up at 4:30 a.m. The other tricky thing was, if you don't already know this, your debit card, like that's linked to your checking account, usually has a daily spending limit. Mine is $2,500. Well, the cruise costs a lot more than $2,500, so I couldn't use my debit card to pay for the whole cruise. That's why I had to do the $750 deposit. I had to pay my credit card off, my regular credit cards, overnight, and they post overnight with the money I got from the house. That's why I couldn't book the cruise the same day I got the money from the house. Hopefully you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so I did the $750 deposit on Thursday, the same day I closed on the house, which held it for me, and I got the last ocean-facing balcony stateroom that was available on the ship, which I was very happy because I was really going to be disappointed if we couldn't get a balcony. It's an adjoining room, but oh well. We'll just keep the door locked and hope we don't have noisy neighbors. And then I woke up at 4:30 in the morning because I had to go to the bathroom on Friday. And so I was up anyway. So I'm like, hey, let's go see if I can pay off that cruise. And so Friday morning I went, and sure enough, my credit card payment had posted. And I think the remaining balance was just over $5,000. I did get a 30% off Memorial Day weekend sale, which was kind of an extension of their WOW sale that they had been having right before that. So we got a good price on the cruise. And then I did prepay my gratuities, and I did buy the insurance, which is very important to do if you are booking a cruise during the pandemic. Buy the cruise line's insurance or get the best possible insurance you can. But keep in mind, and I've talked about this in previous videos, I'll link it up here. If you don't have the cruise line's insurance, it's a little bit iffy if the cruise line is going to necessarily take care of you with the whole COVID thing. So that's complicated, and it might vary by cruise line, but just keep that in mind. Okay, so then I had paid off the cruise Friday morning, so that was all set. I already had my plane tickets, and then it was just a matter of like little stuff like getting the hotels where we were going to be and things like that. So I booked it very, very last minute. Now, the reason you can't do it, I had called Royal Caribbean on Thursday, I think, and talked to someone. They did say I could still book it on Saturday, but boy, that was making me nervous. And I don't know if I would have gotten that balcony stateroom if I'd waited to book it on Saturday. Now, here's the reason you can't book a cruise on the day of the cruise, or even in some cases the day before the cruise, which obviously not a lot of people are doing this, but it's because the cruise line has to send the ship manifest, so the list of passengers, over to the port authority 24 to 48 hours ahead of sailing. So it's something the cruise line is required to do. So you can't just walk up to the port on cruise day and say, hey, you got any rooms left? Can I go on this ship? You can't do that. So just be aware, we booked this pretty much the latest you can possibly book a cruise. I don't advise this. There's not really any advantage to it at all. The days of if you're going to wait till last minute, honestly, last minute for pricing, where they maybe will drop the price, late, is going to be anything inside 60 or 90 days, whatever the latest cancellation date is, where people can get a full refund. Because that's when people are going to drop off. If they paid their deposit, 6 months ago or whatever, and then the 90 days comes and they're like, nah, we're not going to go on that cruise, and they just don't pay the rest, that's when that window of last minute really opens. So last minute doesn't mean like what I did. Last minute isn't necessarily, 36 hours before the cruise or whatever. Okay, so then that put us into a real tight window because our plane tickets were also on Friday. We flew to Florida on Friday evening, and we had to take our COVID tests. So on Thursday night, after I paid all the bills and stuff and paid that $750 deposit, we had to go buy clothes for our cruise. We had to go buy a suit for Ben. Megan and I needed evening gowns for formal night. A 7-night or more cruise is going to have 2 formal nights. One's going to be more formal than the other. So keep that in mind. And we had to do some shopping on Thursday night. We were very busy Thursday and Friday. And then Friday, I paid off the rest of the cruise. I got everything, situated for the travel. We had to do our proctored COVID tests, which if I haven't already posted it, I'll link it up here. That's kind of an interesting process if you have to do that with kids. So I wanted to share that with you. And then we had to pack, and then we had to go to the airport and fly to Florida. So we did all of that in one day. We literally booked the cruise, took our tests, packed, and flew to Florida all in the same day. And then here we are. So we flew here. We stayed at the Hyatt Regency at the Orlando International Airport when we got there, which I already made a video about that. And because we got in so late, it was like 1 o'clock in the morning. We were probably the last flight of the night, I'm sure. And then we rented a car and we drove here to the port and stayed here at this hotel just last night. We had a lot of time, you know, to get ready and kind of lounge around here this morning because we can't board till 2. But now we're going to go, and I'm going to go back to the exploration tower, and so you can see the ships that are in port today. And then we're going to grab some lunch, and then we're going to go to where our parking is, which I will show you that, and then we're going to go and get on the ship. So come along with us. All right, here's the rental car. We've come back to the exploration tower, which is very close to our hotel.
It's a Disney one.
And there is a ship over there, and there's our ship over there. There is not a Disney Cruise Line ship in port today because the Wonder is currently in Alaska, the Magic is currently in Europe, the Fantasy left yesterday, and the Dream will not be back until tomorrow. But I want to see if maybe there's some other ones that we can't see. So we're going back up to the top of the exploration tower to check it out.
Floor 7.
Okay. We got the MSC Divina over here.
I see nothing on there except white and black.
Inside, they like to use a lot of bling. And here's Harmony, which I don't even have to zoom in on because it's so dang big. Let's see if we got any Carnival in on the... Oh no, I know why we don't have Carnival in. Because the Carnival Freedom is supposed to be here today, but it had a fire in Grand Turk on Friday. It's supposed to be right there, but it had to go to the Bahamas for refurb. So the next 3 cruises were canceled on Carnival Freedom.
That sucks.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, in the Whaletail Smokestack in Grand Turk on Friday. Big flame. Carnival Freedom.
Carnival? Oh,
Yep.
Carnival.
Yeah, we don't either.
Don't ever go Carnival, forget that. Was anybody hurt?
No, nobody was hurt. They were already docked for the day for the shore excursion. Okay, so those nice folks we were talking to were also from Wisconsin. How freaky is that? They were not taking a cruise today. But, so yeah, just 2 ships here today because, yeah, I think Carnival Freedom was the other one that was supposed to be here. But they are out of commission for a little while because of the fire. So, are you on either of these ships today? MSC Divina? I think that's how you say it. Or Harmony of the Seas? This is May 29th. May 29th, 2022. If you're watching this video and you were on either of these ships today, let me know in the comments. Now we're gonna go get lunch. It'll be coming up here on the right, sweetie. So just try to get the sign.
Okay. We are approaching the parking lot. We are approaching the parking lot. We are arriving at the parking lot. Here is the parking lot. It's quite a nice parking lot, actually. Oh, half of it. And then the other half is for things, whatever they are, moving vehicles, shuttles. And there's a strange tent. That's probably where you go if you don't,
Okay.
I don't know.
We need the thing out of the folder.
Okay. All right. The kind lady at the ticket booth gave us some papers. She gave us a parking pass so that our car does not get towed, and she gave us a little slip to put in our wallet so that we can get back to our car after the cruise. And she said that these guys, the employees in the blue shirts, are going to help us unload our car and get into the shuttle, and then the shuttle will take us to the cruise port.
Okay, we're on the shuttle bus. We're the only ones. Our luggage is all right there. We are king of the bus.
Harmony?
Yes, Harmony.
All right.
And our car is way over there. Closer to the, no, but I want to be king of the bus. And here we go. There goes our shuttle bus, and that gentleman right there is loading our suitcases onto the cart. You can see all this luggage is all going onto the ship. And he made sure that we knew that we had our tests, our vaccine cards, and our passports on us and not packed in our bags. And now we're walking to the ship. I think we were supposed to stay left of the columns, guys. There's restrooms here, and down at that end there was COVID testing, like at a van. This is where cars would pull up to drop off people and luggage. Now we're going to the terminal. We made it through! They checked our cards, they checked our tests. We're in air conditioning now. I'm so excited. Okay, we made it through security, which was down there, and now we are taking an escalator up to check-in. I've never been to this terminal. I've only taken Royal Caribbean out of Miami.
Have your set sails open, please.
Yeah, let's get a picture. No? Okay. Yeah, it's an e-muster. We have to watch a video in our cabin, and then we just have to go to our lifeboat station and check in, so they know we know where it is. Here we go. There's the running track.
You go first, Mom. I don't know why I went first.
Which one's yours? It's right by the door.
there. Hello, everybody.
You
How
have
you doing?
paper copies? Oh no, just to look. Okay. Whoa. Thank you. Oh. Look at this. You can see the park up above.
That's not right.
Okay.